Hey, Melanie, welcome back to our tour session. And it's it's been a wonderful ride together. And congratulations for how far um, we've gone. Like I'm so excited. I'm very proud of you. Let me be very honest with you. From this session, I also learned from us and from you that there is power in the first day when you make good use of it. When you set the right intentions, when you set the right perspectives, the right goals, you will always hit the goals or the target no matter what happens. So tell me, Melanie, how do you feel your dream came true? Like the dream has come true. Like this is the last day. And I remember you were talking on the first day, like, we're going to do it, coach, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. No matter what, we go through it. It's going to be a 1 month of transformation. It's going to be a 1 month of change, of impact, of things happening, and I will not give up for a single day. And here are you. We've gone through 12 sessions. You've never given up, irrespective of the setbacks, the challenges, and whatever. So, how do you feel?
I feel I feel fulfilled.
Mm,
I feel accomplished because uh, I set a goal and I didn't only have the idea. I didn't only think it. I took action and then I was consistent in my action. I was fervent. And at the same point, I didn't let the challenges to discourage me. And as I said, when we began, we had our first session. You remember, sir, that challenges was part of the process. And I told you I wanted to go through the process and do due diligence to myself and my speaking career. So there was no way I was going to do anything short of that. So today I'm super excited that I'm finishing my training and coaching as a keynote speaker. And yes, when I take the stage, the world will see me. I am so ready.
I love that. I love that. Melanie, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you.
only God knows at the height you're going to hit and the platforms you're going to speak in. I'm so, so, so proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank
Tell
you.
me, what were your three key highlights for this coaching program? Like, what stood out for you? It's been down and up, it's been valleys and mountains, it's been sweet and bitter. It's been a lot of learning, unlearning, and relearning, and a lot of transformation. But I just want to hear three things that stood out for you that are so remarkable that you can see the evidence right now.
Okay. That is a very interesting question. And I'll answer it as straightforward as you asked it. Firstly, the fact that I know how to handle my content technically, because having the information is there. I already have the information. I already have what to say. But putting it out the way I have to say it is the first thing that hit me on this training. So for that, I say thank you. Secondly, the different techniques you taught me on how to market my craft, on how to expose my talent, on how to reach people. I could do the presentation. I've been doing that for 5 years, but I felt reason why I went for this training in the first place that I was not doing right. And you telling me exactly how to go about it. Now, there is really no amount of money that can pay for that. You gave me very deep secrets,
Hmm.
and I keep them jealously. Trust me when I say that.
Hmm.
I keep them jealously. And then the last thing, which is the most important, I will smile before I say it because it is extraordinary in a training session to have it. Okay. The last thing, which is most important to me in this training session, was how you trained me spiritually to prepare for the stage and how to handle this sector of activity in the spiritual way. Now, not everybody will teach you spirituality in an I will not call it ordinary, but I'll call it in a formal setting. So that particular part of my training, which I think took us 2 sessions, were the best because you did not just reminded me of things I knew, but you equally taught me things I didn't know, and more importantly, how to use them as a speaker in the core of speakers. How to know which person not to speak at the event, how to know how to keep my integrity. Not every good paid gig is a good gig, no matter how much it costs. How to understand my sit sense if I have to sit or stand on a stage and address people. Those are deep things. I call them deep things because they are spiritual. That was the best part of my training.
Wow, thank you so much. And your English keeps blowing me away, and your French. You speak English so fluently that at times somebody can always be confused. Are you truly a French or an English? Merci beaucoup. I love that. Merci beaucoup. So, and your touch of bilingualism is really, really great, and I sincerely appreciate that. Sincerely appreciate that. So, moving forward. Um, the best thing to always say thank you to a coach, and after a coaching session like this one, is to show result. And I'm that person that I can do and undo to see that you get your result, to see that you get to platforms where you're supposed to get to. And my mandate is very simple, my dear Melanie. My mandate is to build platforms. Oh gosh. So I was reflecting this afternoon when I was driving to church, and I just had an impulse. I've been thinking about it. So it was like, your mandate is to build platforms, because one of the things that speakers lack more, aspiring speakers lack more, teenage speakers lack more, especially in that part of the world where you are now, like in Cameroon and Africa, and even the Western world inclusive. One of that thing is not lack of mentors, coaches, no lack of uh, great books to read, no lack of social media platforms to monetize, but lack of platforms, inadequate platforms for people to be able to showcase what they know to the world. And with this mandate, I am very dedicated and committed together with my team to build more platforms. And we cannot wait to have you in the US speaking our purpose conference coming up. We cannot wait to have you in Kenya, Rwanda, Nairobi, South Africa, Cameroon. And of course, that's exactly what we're doing, organizing event. And on the 21st of June, we are having our first edition of the Purpose Conference in Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. And here's the good news. The mini conference is taking place here in our office in St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. And one of our students from Cameroon is one of the speakers. And guess what? She's not going to be speaking virtually from Cameroon, but she'll be speaking live in the US. So it's amazing. She's gone through the same training and coaching that you've gone through, and because she's going to be speaking on this stage, I cannot wait for you to speak on this stage. And that is your legacy, that is your identity, and that is who
Amen.
you are.
Amen.
And that would definitely happen. I love that. So tell me, what are the 3 things you would love to tell anybody who want to go through this journey you've gone through? And again, we don't take everybody. We take people who are matured, who are intentional, who are purpose driven. Because I had a lot of people to coach, and I have not coached them because just from their mindset, perspective, way of seeing things, the way they manage time, the way they behave. For most of the time when you interact with people, a little bit of how they can behave, how they perceive things. So, and I'm like, okay, you have to go through some. I recommend them to go through some different trainings or some mentors before they come to this training, because I know the kind of people they are looking for. We're looking for people who are just at the verge of breaking through in their speaking career, but they just need a push, just a little push. And those are the kind of people who have sacrificed enough in their careers before. Those are the kind of people we are more interested in. So what advice can you give to anybody out there who is listening to us, who would love to be part of this program to experience what they just encountered?
The first thing I will say is that you should be clear with the reason why you want to go through the training. Now, speaking is not for fanfare. It's not a show for celebrity. Because if you do not master your craft, your first presentation will ruin your entire existence. So it's not a place where you go to be a celebrity. So why do you want to go through the training? You should know and be sure. Because if you just want, okay, now everybody is a public speaker. Everybody is a public speaker, certified coach. Everybody is a coach. Everybody is a mentor. But you who want to go through a technical training, I call it technical strategic training with Oliver Nshom. Why do you want to do it? That is the first thing you should figure out. Secondly, are you ready to go through the process? Because it is not a roller coaster ride. It is not a roller coaster ride. There will be a day Oliver Nshom will be stuck in a meeting. There will be a day network will not even allow you hear yourselves. There will be a day where you yourself will not be able to meet up with time. So it may take longer days than usual or longer weeks than usual. Are you ready to go through the process? There are assignments that have to be done. There are videos to be watched. There are resumes and summaries to be done. Do you want to go through the process? Are you ready? It is very important. Now, the third thing I will say, which to me is the most important to take training with Oliver Nshom or any other person, is, are you ready to submit? Are you ready to submit? Because you cannot be going for a training and the teacher wants to say 1, you explain 3. Who is the mentor? You or your mentor? You listen. You shut up and wait for your turn to be given to talk. Now, nobody wants to know how many books you have read, except you ask how many books you have read. But let the man do his job. And you can only do that out of humility and self-consciousness, which I put it under one adjective: submission. So nobody learns if they are not ready to submit. And with Oliver Nshom, I submitted, and I'm crowning up, and I'm proud of myself.
I love that. Great job, man. And I really appreciate you. You know, I'm a man of faith. I believe in God, and everything about me is about God. And so there is the spirit of the mentor, and there is the spirit of the coach. And who mentors you or coaches you is so important. And the spirit of the mentor or the spirit of the coach for me is even more important than what he is saying and by the stuff he is giving out to the mentees or the coachee or whoever. Because the spirit behind everything we do is so important. And when you are being actually mentored or coached by somebody who has a particular spirit, indirectly the person is transferring the spirit to you. Right. And if you
Right.
understand so well the story of Elijah in the Bible, uh, Elijah and Elisha, you understand what I'm talking about. If you understand the story
Yeah.
of Abraham and Lot, you understand what I'm talking about. You know, so what that means is that the spirit is so important, even than the things you may learn. That spirit is so important. And so the question I'm asking, like, the spirit has been transferred in the course of the 12 sessions, 12 hours, it's been such a great thing. And that's one thing I always like to say. Like you said, there is always spirit behind everything we do. And one of the things I'm honestly excited about you going through this program is the spirit that you have, that spirit transfer. That is the exciting thing about the whole thing I love so much. We've done a lot, we've learned a lot, we've discovered a lot of secret, but the most exciting thing for me is the spirit because see, what I'm doing, I'm not copying anybody. I'm just me. And
Yeah.
it's like a calling, it's like a ministry, it's like my mission or my assignment on earth. And there is a certain anointing that comes with it when you obey it, when you respect it, and when you say yes to that calling. It comes with a certain anointing and it comes with a certain grace. It comes with a certain grace. And those who submit themselves to that commission, to that call, it goes together with them. So that's one of the things that I'm
Yeah.
so excited about this. That takes me to this question for you. What prompted you to make up your mind from the first day and from the word go to actually dedicate this 1 month for this program?
Can you ask that again? The network did not allow me hear you clearly.
What was your why for this course, for this program? What inspired you to take this course or to take this program? And why particularly
Oh,
Ulivesha? Why not X, Y, Z or Z, coach?
that question is very interesting. It's a very question. The truth is, I have been speaking for 5 years, and I've been speaking in graduation ceremonies. I've been speaking in conferences, seminars, working sessions, and all of that. I've been coaching and mentoring young people, and I realized that I was good in what I was doing, but something was lacking. So I started watching videos. I watched lots of videos from prominent speakers. Those were prominent, as some people will tell me on social media. Now I believe in. I'm an old school kind of person. I believe in practicalities and technicalities. So I always felt that listening from these people was not giving me what I wanted. And being someone that has read lots of leadership and development books, I know the importance of mentorship, but I never had a speaking mentor. So when the time came when I told myself, okay, fine, Melanie, get yourself a speaking mentor, that was also another problem. There are so many people on social media, but I needed to identify with someone. And all of those I saw on TikTok, on I could not really identify with them as speakers, speakers who are having career in speaking. So on LinkedIn, I joined the organization of speakers. Same thing with Facebook. I went.
Yep.
So I went to my meditated for a while, for some days. Then I started going through the profile. So when I saw yours, I
Are you good?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Network. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay. So I was saying that when I went through your profile, I saw the connection and decided to get in touch with you. Can you hear me? Okay, I'll just so when I saw yours, I saw the connection, I felt the connection. Then I told my friend that I found my speaking mentor. And I told her that so she asked me what is different.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So when I told my friend I found my mentor, my speaking mentor, she asked me that what is the difference between this one and the other names you have been writing and that you never contacted? I said, well, this one is like Gary. Gary does not do publicity.
That's interesting. Got it.
So she said,
Okay.
okay. She said, have you contacted your Gary? I said, I've not contacted my Gary yet.
Mm-hmm.
So when I
Interesting.
was ready, I got in touch with you. And as I had imagined, the connection was there. We actually had lots of things in common. And I think that is why, with your profile and the way you were doing what you were doing, I also did not want somebody that was, some people have content on social media, but not everybody that is doing great on social media is actually a mentor.
Okay.
So I wanted somebody that was real. And I found out you were real. There was nothing you were, I'm trying to use the appropriate English word without exaggerating the grammar. But there is nothing that you were doing overboard. There's nothing you were doing overboard. When I went through your profile, it was Oliver Nshom, the man, not the wannabe or the want to impress kind of speaker, or the you were real. That's the long and short of it. So I felt the connection, and I wanted to connect. And when I connected and we spoke, I even understood better. One other thing that intrigued me a whole lot was that after my accident, when I told you I had an accident and I could not begin with the training as we had earlier spoken, you checked on me once or twice to find out how I was doing. And even after I was well and was going through my exams in school, when we met at the 1 year you wrote to me after. Then when I wrote to you, I was like, I saw you today at the leadership class and I was so excited. And you said something that kept me thinking. But the sentence was heavy. When you are ready to sack yourself as your manager, allow me manage your speaking career. It's the most sarcastic and veridic way anybody has asked me to do anything. That was why when I was ready, I told you I have sacked myself.
Yeah, I saw the statement, right?
So can you manage my career?
Oh.
It was
Oh.
sarcastic, but veridic, but straight, like hitting the nail on the
Yeah,
hitting the nail on the head. There was no sugarcoating around it.
I love that.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
You're very good at telling stories. You're kind of a very good storyteller. Yeah, yeah, I love that, man. Like, that's really cool. Like, when you're ready to fire yourself as your manager, let me know. I'll be glad to replace you.
And I'm going to say that on my stages where the opportunity will find the top. I'll tell them my mentor told me before I became his mentee that when I'm ready to fire myself,
Mhm. Yeah,
I should recruit him as my manager.
correct. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and that's very true, Milani. Many people are struggling to manage themselves and they're
Yes,
failing terribly.
yes,
Go ahead.
a whole lot. So the day I'll have an opportunity to talk about mentorship, I will definitely tell them this part of my story.
Yep, yep,
But
yeah.
it
I
feels
love
it feels good when your potential manager is asking you to resign
that.
when he's not
Yeah,
your manager yet.
yeah, it's interesting. Resigning for managing yourself, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh, it has been a great journey. It has been. But I'm not going to stay a student for life. I'm not going to stay a mentee for life. I'm not going to stay a trainee for life.
yep,
You put all the effort so that I could stand on my feet. But I'm still going to be a mentee because when I get stuck, I'll run back to you.
exactly. And that's when the any relationship and support comes from. Yeah, be
Yeah.
ready to support you, and for community support. Yeah, with the other
Yeah.
mentees around the world. So be gladly
Yeah.
ready to do that. Mhm. So I love that. Great stories. Great stories. So moving forward, I cannot wait to be seeing you on different stages around the world because that's the objective. Like, after I fired you, or after you fire yourself and employed me to manage you for 1 month, the next thing is that you should go from your version 1.0 to version 2.0.
2.0.
And that's the objective of this relationship we had, to get you from version 1.0 to version 2.0, because it is during the version, it is in your version 2.0 that you will gonna live the truest, highest expressions of yourself, like Oprah Winfrey will put it. And what that means is that at times you need to see yourself from the point of view of those who see you. And at times, people who are inside, are you following me?
I'm getting you.
Yeah. So one of the advantages of having firing yourself and getting someone else to work with you is that you're one of the people that can take yourself for granted at times. Like you notice that, like they say, a prophet is never recognized in his own city, in his own home, in his own house, in his own village, in his own country. It takes somebody from outside to see the value you are producing to be able to say, hey, do you realize that? Do you realize this? Do you realize that? And most of the time, you will not see it yourself. Most of the time, we don't see it ourselves. And that's why research and statistics have proven that people who hire other coaches or mentors to work with them, they do way better than they could do on themselves. Are you tracking?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you hire somebody to work with you do way better than you got your sibling or somebody from your family to do it for you for free, or you get way better than you could doing it yourself. Because most of the time, the person, coach, mentor, whoever, it helps you to see yourself better, to see your treasures better. And when you begin to see from their own eyes, you cannot, that's when you discover the goal that you had and you had no clue about that. And that's why it is so important at times having programs and sessions like this one that we're having. So pretty good. Moving forward. So what are your future plans? You know, after the graduation today, uh, if you don't mind, maybe you want to let just share with me what do you intend to do. We one of the greatest desire is to have you speak internationally. Like we have a couple of platforms that you can leverage on, and to really have you living your dream of becoming an international global speaker. Like why not a global speaker? So what do you think? What's your mind moving forward?
Well, moving forward, I got some steps I put forth to work on. Talk show. I thought I didn't know talk show and podcast were two different things. So I will not be doing podcast. Podcast is not for me. I'm going to be doing talk shows on a very sensitive on growth and leadership on my YouTube channel, and put the links in my other platforms as you taught me. Then, while waiting to get the international stage, I should be able to show what I can do. So I will be organizing brunch on growth. I'll have to figure out how many times in a year I'm going to organize, whether it's every 3 months or every 2 months or every 4 months. I'll organize brunch on growth where I'm going to create my own platform.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Right on.
Yes, I gave you 2 points. Did you hear any of them?
Yeah. The first one
Okay.
was you talked about the talk show, YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was where I ended.
Okay, the first one was a talk show where I'll be practicing what you taught me.
Yeah.
And the second one is brunch on growth that I organized to create my community. So I'll be doing brunch on growth where I'll be teaching sensitive topics on leadership and personal development,
Mhm.
because I cannot learn all of this and then just sit and wait for someone to call me up to speak. I equally need to show what I can do, because if anyone goes through any of my social media platforms, you will not see speaking reels. So I need to create the speaking reels to show what I can do. And that can happen if I use my own very platform and my own community.
I love
So
that.
I'm working on creating a community. I'm working on creating a community to that effect,
Okay.
so that I could have enough evidence of what I can do, so that when I'm being recommended, if you call my name somewhere and say, there's this young Cameroonian, she's good, they should be able to say, oh, wow, yeah, she. So you won't have to do lots of explanation.
I love that. Great job. So looking at that, I'm so impressed with all of that. How can we be of help to what you're doing? Yep. As a community and as an individual, as Oliver Shaw.
Okay. Presently, I'm taking 2 other classes, 2 other trainings.
Mm, great job.
Apart from the leadership training, which is a whole year, I'm taking 2 other trainings right now. I'm taking a training on makeup,
Mm,
personal, private makeup. Yes, I'm doing great already. Yeah, my trainer is very impressed. So I'm taking a training on makeup, and I'm also taking a training on audiovisual. So when I'm set, what I propose is that I want you people. Uh, I don't know how we are going to do it, but I would prefer that instead of me sending the videos for Glacier to help me print the thumbnails, that's how I call it,
yep.
thumbnails.
Thumbnails for your YouTube video.
Yeah. So instead of battery is low, thumbnails, yes. So instead of Glacier doing the thumbnails for me, I would prefer that the first videos that I start shooting, you could grade them. I will post them, then you grade them as I go on, so that I could improve. You tell me what is missing and I correct it, and that will be most appropriate. So you will be able to evaluate the work already done, not teaching me again how to do it.
Like listing the videos, the titles. Did you say
Sorry?
list the titles of the video?
I what I think is that I don't know. you cannot shoot a video without having a title, right?
Correct. Correct. So I think, yeah, we could help you to create
Okay.
titles for your video. That's something that naturally I am gifted. Very good at doing that. Just looking at the video and giving a captivating title for it. Is that what you mean?
Yes, that I could. This is my suggestion. I could do the video, send it to you, then you do the thumbnail and a captivating
Title.
so that maybe the first 10 videos I would have known how to do both the thumbnail and how to captivate my audience so I could move.
Fantastic. Yep. That works. Good job. That's good. So what else? Is there anything you think we could do for you?
Yes, I'm expecting you people to hook me up for a paid gig.
Limiting? Are you still there? Are you still there?
Network.
Awesome.
I'm here.
All right, great, awesome. So you said you're expecting us
To hook me up for paid gigs.
Oh, yeah, sure. Good. Yep, do that. Do that.
So I, I was saying that I could send the video to you, like when I shoot the videos, I send it to you, so you could put a captivating title and then with the thumbnail before I post them, so that after maybe 10 videos, I'll be able to understand how you put titles to the videos and do it better. I'm talking about the videos for the talk show.
Correct. That works well.
Because I may have the content, but I may not know how to captivate the audience.
Yep, yep. Because in video, two things very important. Number one, thumbnails, and number two, captions. Very important.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you most of the reason why people watch videos not because of who did the video, but because of the thumbnail and the caption.
Yes.
Just
So I
imagine.
really need you people to help me out with that one, at least for the beginning.
Yeah, I think we'll be glad to help you within the first 10 videos. Yeah, within the first 10 videos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Brilliant. Awesome.
I am intending to. Are you there?
Yep.
I am intending to start posting my content on the 1st of May, beginning 1st of May. So before the 1st of May, I would have sent you a couple of videos that you have to put the thumbnail and the captivating and the caption so I could start posting and link it to my various channels, because I am working on a program with my videos such that every day at 9 p.m. Cameroonian time, Central African time, my videos should be out, and my tweet and my TikToks and everything, 9 p.m. That's how I want to accustom my audience. Can you hear me?
Yep. I love that.
Okay, the reason why I choose 9 p.m. is because most often people get home tired and they don't sit with family, they sit with their phones. So if your topics are enriching, they'll always want to go check what you're up to that day. So it gives me a particular kind of audience who are interested with what I teach, and they'll always come around every day. As I said earlier, social media to me is not to show the kind of food I ate and how beautiful I am. I just want to touch as much lives as I can without making any crazy move out there. In the name of making trust scandal, integrity is important.
God, great job. I love that.
Thank you.
So we can do that. That's doable, and we'll be so glad to have to help you achieve all of those dreams, beautiful dreams, and keep winning.
One more thing. At the end of the year, by the end of the year, I am intending to launch the Great International Network,
Okay.
the first session. The Great International Network, first session. It is going to be called the Great International Network Gathering of Great Minds.
Hmm. That sounds interesting.
So this network is going to be an annual summit that is going to bring together young and old people who want to make the best out of their dreams, their visions, and who feel that they have more to give to life. And the speakers will be more of people who, like you, strived by themselves, by the help of God, to journey through their dream and vision and finally made it. To come tell your story to those who feel that life is against them, God has abandoned them, and continue being a victim instead of being the actor.
Great initiative. It will
People
work.
of all walks of life.
Lovely, man. I love that. That's a great project. And I'm just imagining the number of lives it's going to touch positively because a lot of people have become decided to become victims of life instead of victors of life. So yeah,
So
I love
work on
that.
that.
I
And
was.
my last project for the year,
Mm-hmm.
I got four.
Oh, go ahead.
And my last project for the year is going to be the Great Reads Network. Everything that I do is surrounded around the word great because I am Melanie the Great, and every other person in my network is going to be called the Great because we are great. Society does not detect our greatness, we do. So
Yep.
my community is going to be the great community.
Mm, powerful.
So I'm going to create the Great Reads Network, which is going to be a community that is going to bring back young Cameroonians and Africans to the culture of reading.
Mm, I love that.
Somebody said, I'm crazy. With the digital world, Mel, it's not going to work out. I said, but my God says it will. So whatever you say, you're making noise.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. My God says it's gonna work. Like it's real, and whatever you're saying, you're making noise. Powerful. Yeah. Great ideas are always criticized until they work. At the first they will say that
So
it's
my
impossible.
foundation is under legalization. So by
Oh wow.
August, we'll be launching officially. So I could start taking care officially for the less privileged and empowering women and the girl child.
Love that.
Paperwork's done and dusted. We are waiting for signature.
Oh, I love that. Great job. You know, I love crazy ideas. At first, people
Thank
say
you.
that it cannot be done. The second, they will say it's challenging, it's difficult. And then the last thing, they was like, it is done already. Mhm. Lovely. Great job. I love that. And wow, I'm so proud of you and how far we've come. Like 1 month has just gone like it was 1 week or 1 day. And we started then and today we're done. So congratulations, and I'm so excited to see what you're going to be doing next after this program. And just lastly, before we close
Okay,
off
yeah.
for today,